The Dallas Cowboys are primed to unveil a new strategy in their backfield lineup this season, showcasing at least 3 formidable contenders wrestling for the lion's share of snaps. Following the departure of Rico Dowdle to the Carolina Panthers and Ezekiel Elliott's once again leaving the team, the Cowboys now have an abundance of running backs, all fiercely competing for a coveted slot on the depth chart. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. ESPN commentator Ben Solak has shed light on the current state of the running back rivalry as the team prepares for the organized team activities, OTAs. He noted, the Cowboys seemed discontented with their joint approach featuring Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott last season. Solak continued, however, for reasons beyond my comprehension, they are poised to enter training camp with a joint approach showcasing Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and rookie 5th-round pick Jaden Blue. It's unlikely that the Cowboys will suffer this year from a lack of a dependable back. This joint approach could prove to be a tactical masterstroke for the Cowboys, particularly when considering the diverse running styles of the 3 aforementioned players. Williams, Sanders, and Blue each bring their unique skill set to the table, offering the Cowboys a multifaceted running game that could pose a significant challenge for opposing defenses. In the end, it might be advantageous for Dallas to establish some sort of hierarchy among these players, especially if one of them stands out from the others and proves to be a consistent performer. Should one player emerge as the standout from the group, the odds might favor Blue due to his rookie status. The Cowboys have a history of favoring young talent, and Blue could be the next in line to benefit from this approach. Both Williams and Sanders have encountered their fair share of obstacles as their NFL careers have unfolded, and the team may view them more as backups or situational players rather than as the crucial workhorse backs. However, it's crucial to remember that there is still a significant amount of time until the season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys have plenty of opportunities to determine who will handle the majority of the carries from the backfield. The OTAs and training camp will provide invaluable insights into the capabilities of each player, and the coaching staff will have enough data to make an informed decision. The Cowboys' backfield will undoubtedly be one of the most scrutinized aspects of the team as the new season approaches. The competition between Williams, Sanders, and Blue is set to be a riveting subplot that could have serious implications for the team's offensive strategy. With a robust running back rivalry in the works, the Dallas Cowboys are set to make some waves this season. Every snap, every carry, every yard gained will count, as each player will be expected to contribute to the team's success. Each player will be under immense pressure to perform, but this could bring out the best in them. If they can combine their talents effectively, they could form one of the most dynamic backfields in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys' new approach may be a gamble, but if it pays off, it could be the cornerstone of a successful season. The stakes are high, the competition is fierce, but the Cowboys are ready to ride into the new season with a renewed sense of purpose and a trio of running backs eager to prove their worth. Only time will tell how this robust running back rivalry will unfold. The Dallas Cowboys, an iconic NFL team with a rich history of success, have embarked on a new journey this season, welcoming significant changes that are expected to transform their performance on the field. A new coaching team and a few key additions to the player roster have set the stage for what promises to be an exciting season. This shift is a much-needed reprieve for the Cowboys, who struggled last season, disappointing fans by recording a losing record for the first time since 2020. The question on everyone's mind is how different will the Cowboys appear this season? If we were to focus solely on the starting players, where would you expect the Cowboys to excel? Where might they falter? Or perhaps, remain static? In this piece, we'll take a detailed look at each starting offensive position, analyze their previous performances, and predict what we could expect from each player this season. Quarterback, or QB, is arguably the most crucial position on the field. The fate of the team lies in the hands of the QB, Dak Prescott. His performance last season was underwhelming, to say the least. Despite being sidelined with a torn hamstring for half the season, his gameplay was unsatisfactory even before his injury. To find a lower completion percentage and yards per attempt than last season, we would need to go all the way back to 2017. His 1.4 touchdown-to-interception ratio, 1.4, was the lowest of his career. However, it's important to point out that last year's performance may not be reflective of Prescott's true potential. His career has seen some contrasting seasons, and the supporting cast's performance, or their absence, has played a notable part. Last year, the offensive side was in total chaos. From an inefficient running game, lack of receiving threats, to poor offensive play calling by former head coach Mike McCarthy, it was one of Prescott's least favorable situations. The Cowboys management has taken note of these weaknesses and made significant strides to rectify them. They have made considerable efforts to make the environment as Dak-friendly as possible. The biggest challenge for Prescott will be maintaining good health, as he's missed a significant amount of time in 3 of his last 5 seasons. If he can achieve that, we should see a much improved version of Dak this season. If not, then we have a serious problem. Status: major improvement. Javonte Williams, the running back, RB, is another key player in the Cowboys squad. Everyone hopes for an improved Cowboys running game, and there are reasons to believe it will be, but based solely on talent, there shouldn't be much of a difference between Javonte Williams and Rico Dowdle. However, for Dowdle fans, this isn't negative, as the former lead back was an efficient and reliable player. Williams should be able to deliver a comparable performance, and he does offer a bit of potential as he is another year removed from his knee injury. If he regains his form, this could shift to an improvement, but we won't get ahead of ourselves just yet. The major changes we are accounting for are the significant shifts in the coaching team. Clayton Adams, the new offensive coordinator, and Connor Riley, the new offensive line coach, are expected to make a considerable impact. These two are some of the most respected offensive line coaches in football and have a strong history of developing linemen and devising excellent rushing strategies. The team has also strengthened its interior offensive line, so, similar to our reasoning with Dak, what we see from Williams should be an improvement over what we saw from Dowdle last season. We should also note that the running game is not a one-man effort these days, and the team is optimistic that the addition of rookie Jaden Blue will provide them with a stronger dual threat. And that won't be difficult because Ezekiel Elliott's career-low 15.1 yards per game contribution helped no one. Status: minor improvement. Our first wide receiver, WR1, CeeDee Lamb, is a player of exceptional talent. Lamb's performance has been noteworthy from the start, but the lack of a WR2 threat becomes evident when the team lacks one. Over the past 3 seasons, Lamb's statistics have been as follows: 80 yards per game, 2022, with Noah Brown as WR2. 103 yards per game, 2023, with a fit Brandon Cooks as WR2. 80 yards per game, 2024, with Jalen Tolbert, Cooks was injured, as WR2. This shows a significant disparity. George Pickens has joined the team, and his impact will be multifaceted. Expect a better season from the Cowboys' star receiver. Status: minor improvement. The addition of George Pickens, WR2, is one of the areas where the Cowboys have improved the most. A talent like George Pickens would instantly boost any team. The only remaining question is the extent of his impact on the offense. Will he have another 1,100-yard season like he did a few years ago, his minimum of 800 yards, or completely disappoint by being the problem many have suggested he might be? While there are various possible outcomes, it feels more likely that this will turn out positively, considering his talent level and the added incentive of a contract year. Status: major improvement. Jalen Tolbert, WR3, the former third-round pick, hasn't met his draft expectations, but he has been showing gradual improvement year after year. While there is a chance for an even better season, it seems like we know what Tolbert is capable of. And for that reason, this gets the no-change label. But that is not necessarily negative. Tolbert's 610 yards and 7 touchdowns are remarkable for a WR3. Last year, he was forced into the WR2 role because Cooks was injured, and from that perspective, it was lackluster, but with Pickens joining, Tolbert being Tolbert should be adequate. And we should also note that we don't know who the WR3 will be. It could be Tolbert. It could be Jonathan Mingo. Or, we might witness a breakout season from Kevontae Turpin. There is a possibility we could see the WR3 role increase similar to Randall Cobb's 800-plus yard season in 2019 when the offense also had Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup, pre-injury, but let's not jump the gun. To avoid double counting, the projected WR3 production remains the same, but it will feel much better this time. Status: no change. Jake Ferguson is our tight end, TE. The Pro Bowl tight end from 2023 experienced a 35% drop in production last year due to various factors. While receiving passes from Cooper Rush was part of it, Ferguson battled multiple injuries last year, knee, concussion, and it was noticeable. Improved health and a contract year should make Ferguson a candidate for improvement. Status: minor improvement. Let's not forget about our fullback, FB, Hunter Luepke. There's not much to discuss here. Lupke's roster position will likely be debated again as we all consider other possibilities, but remember that the coaching staff is fond of him. He may be utilized more effectively with this new offensive staff, but for now, we'll keep it on an even keel. Status: no change. Next, we have the left tackle, LT, Tyler Guyton. Everyone is critical of Guyton, and we understand why. He did not live up to the standards set by the previous first-round offensive lineman selected by the Cowboys. But those are impractical standards to hold him to. Guyton followed a typical rookie trajectory that was hampered by several injuries. The coaching staff highly rates him, and we should see better things in his second year, especially considering he'll be under the guidance of some of the best offensive line coaching in the business. Status: minor improvement. Now, let's take a look at the left guard, LG, Tyler Smith. Breaking news: Tyler Smith excels at football. He's entering his fourth year in the league, and he's only 24. This player is only getting better. Riley should assist Smith in reaching his potential, but the expectations are already high for the team's top offensive lineman. Status: no change. Cooper Beebe, our center C, is a player to watch. Beebe was thrust into the center position last year after playing all over the offensive line at Kansas State except center. Nonetheless, he had a solid rookie year, and his raw skills were evident. Add to that he's getting his old college coach, Connor Riley, who turned him into a star, and we might start hearing his name as one of the better centers in the league. Status: minor improvement. Tyler Booker is the right guard, RG. On one hand, Booker is a rookie, and rookies come with their challenges. On the other hand, he's the top guard coming out of college, and the Cowboys had to have him with their 12th overall pick. Booker should be a good player with the potential to be great, which makes him a minor improvement over 2024 Zach Martin. Remember, Martin's performance last season showed us an aging player who had some real struggles. Status: minor improvement. Finally, we have the right tackle, RT, Terrence Steele. Rounding things off is the player everyone loves to criticize. Steele gets the Doug Free treatment as he's labeled the weakest link because his bad plays are, well, bad. But where he distinguishes himself from Free is how well he can play at times, and those instances are slowly returning. Remember, he was a good player before his injury, and with another year removed from his terrible knee injury, this should be the year he reminds fans why he was given that nice contract. Status: minor improvement. So, looking at this group, there are many areas where the Cowboys are expected to improve. This is a positive sign for an offense that ranked outside the top 20 in points scored last year after ranking inside the top 5 the previous 3 years. If you're seeking a reason to be optimistic about the Cowboys this year, look no further than the improvements we should see on offense. This gives us a promising outlook for the upcoming season, and we can expect to see the Cowboys making a strong comeback, revitalizing their past glory and delivering a performance that their fans can be proud of. Rumors are swirling in the NFL world about a possible trade that could see Jalen Ramsey, the All-Pro cornerback currently playing for the Miami Dolphins, making his way to the Dallas Cowboys. The speculation is based on the increasingly strained relationship between Ramsey, who is contracted to the Dolphins until the 2028 season and has a salary guarantee of $24.3 million for the current season, and the team's management. Could this be the move that bolsters the Cowboys' prospects in the 2025 NFC East? The Dolphins' general manager, Chris Greer, recently confirmed that the decision to explore trade options for Ramsey was mutual. The Cowboys are among several franchises in talks with Miami about a potential deal, but for it to go ahead, the benefits must be mutual. This might be a challenge given the current cap restrictions, which mean any trade can't be finalized until after June 1st, and the Cowboys' ongoing contract extension negotiations with pass rusher Micah Parsons. Last season, the Cowboys had a disappointing 7-10 record, missing the playoffs for the first time since 2020. With quarterback Dak Prescott injured for 8 games, the team struggled to find its footing, making the upcoming roster enhancements crucial for the team's future success. Adding Ramsey would be a significant move for Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, who mentioned in April that the team was planning for 2 pretty substantial trades before the 2025 season. The potential benefits of this trade are numerous. Ramsey is a proven defensive powerhouse who could bolster the Cowboys' pass defense and enhance a defense that conceded 27.5 points per game in 2024, the second worst in the NFL. This addition would make sense from a roster perspective, regardless of the potential cost. Notably, the Cowboys lost Jordan Lewis to the Jacksonville Jaguars in free agency on a 3-year, $30 million deal, and Trayvon Diggs won't be ready for training camp after undergoing cartilage surgery in January. With top-tier wide receivers in the division like Malik Nabers, A.J. Brown, and Terry McLaurin, the Cowboys need a reliable cornerback as soon as the season begins. Furthermore, the potential acquisition of Ramsey would reduce the pressure to rush rookie Siobhan Revel back onto the field. The Cowboys selected Revel in the 3rd round of the 2025 NFL Draft, and they are expecting him to be a future key player in the secondary. However, Revel underwent ACL surgery last season and is likely to start training camp on the PUP list, according to Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. With Revel's return timeline uncertain, Ramsey could be a natural fit for the starting role, especially if Diggs is unable to start the season. However, there are also potential drawbacks to this trade. The Dolphins are rumored to be seeking at least one draft pick as part of a package for Ramsey. The Cowboys have already traded multiple 2026 and 2027 draft picks to the Steelers in the Pickens deal, which could limit their options for future picks in another trade. Additionally, the timeline for the trade may not align. Chris Podale, a sports analyst, suggests that the Cowboys will likely wait until later in the summer's training camp to make a move at cornerback, allowing them to assess the health of Revel and Diggs. Miami, on the other hand, would likely prefer to trade Ramsey before the start of camp. In conclusion, the potential trade of Jalen Ramsey to the Dallas Cowboys is a complex issue with numerous pros and cons. While the addition of Ramsey could significantly enhance the Cowboys' defense, it is an expensive venture with a potentially challenging timeline. Only time will tell whether this trade will go ahead, but it is undoubtedly a situation to watch closely as the 2025 season approaches.